Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I'm bringing you an episode in our blanket yarn series. So this will be episode 8. Now, most of you know that I have a very healthy stash of blanket yarn. Yes, I did go blanket yarn crazy in 2023 and purchased as much of it as I could, and you can see all those hauls if you'd like in my yarn haul videos. And also I have a playlist on all the makes we've made before today, and this one will be in there as well. So if you're new, hanging out with us, please go and have a little look, especially if you don't know what to do with your blanket yarn, if you've never worked with blanket yarn and are curious to see what things you can actually create with it, or if you've always thought, no, it's not for me. This is a good opportunity for you to see that maybe it is for you. And certainly if you do love blanket yarn as much as I do, it might give you another little thing to add to your repertoire of blanket yarn makes. Now, what I've made for you today is something that I've been wanting to make for the last few weeks, but I hadn't had opportunity, and I'm so glad that I finally sat down and did it. So a lot of you may own a Swiffer. I think that's the brand. So these are for those mops that we have at home that are, you don't have to plug them in, and therefore wet and dry use. Back in the day, about 20 odd years ago, when these were sort of first introduced on the market, or when I can remember at least, there was a company called Enjo, E-N-J-O, and I actually bought one of those floor cleaners, they called them back then, and they were priced in like $200 and something. So basically what it is you get a reusable little mat or pad cover to your mop, as they call it, and then you get to reuse it because you wash it, and that was the appeal for me. But unfortunately, over the years, I've put that to the side, and I've been using my a stick vacuum cleaner, which is one that you plug into electricity and then walk around with it, because those little mops, you really had to either fork out a lot of money, so pay a lot of money to buy extra pads, or just wash and wear was, sometimes they don't dry on time depending on the time of the year, especially if it's winter. So that's when I thought, you know what, I have all this blanket yarn, let me do some research, see if it would be suitable. And let me tell you, after going on YouTube, there are quite a few tutorials if you're interested to go and do your own research, but I'm going to tell you my experience, how I'm making my reusable covers or pads. And because I've taken the best of all of them, I think I've created something that is very simple and very, very useful. And also, I don't have anymore the traditional shape, which is like a rectangle or an oblong shape, and in different sizes, obviously, with the different makes or the companies that make them. But mine is actually not even a square. So what I'm going to show you today shows you that you can use it for any size and any shape, and I'll let you know how I did that. So I've actually got, I think it's a Sabco. So look at my one. Oh, I bumped my ceiling. There it is there, guys. So it's not even square. So I'm going to pop that on the floor because my one's got the wet, so where you put your detergent to wash the floor with built in as well. And it's got a nice spray, which actually is very versatile, and you can use it as a dry mop. So I have had this now for a few years, but as I said, I haven't really been using it as much as I'd like. But now I'm going to be able to, because I can create as many of these little pads as I like. Now I'm going to take this off to show you up close. And there it is. It's as simple as that to take it off. Sorry, it's off camera, guys, but there it is there. So I've basically taken it off. Now, this is my prototype. So today went through a bit of a beating, and I've taken some photos for you just to show you that it actually does work. And it's actually a tiny bit damp at the moment. And some people actually like to use it a little bit damp because apparently it collects, the dust and that more. So basically, this is what it is, guys. So it is a rectangle shape in essence. I used my blanket yarn, and then, so basically I used my, Millens blanket yarn. I went for a darker color to start off with because I didn't want it to show, like stain after you wash it, because after a while, when you use the original ones that come with the mops, I'm going to start calling them mops for this video, I thought this would be better, a darker color, so that it wouldn't show the stains. I did use an 8mm hook, and all I did for my size, so basically I chained as many chains, mine happens to be 35 chains, and all you do is measure the width, so that way, this way, the width of your mop, the base of it, so where the actual pad sits. And then what I did is I crocheted half double crochets, which is US terminology, and then I did it in the back loop so that it creates a little bit of a ridge, guys, which actually helps. Can you see it better on this side? Yeah, which actually helps with the collection of the dust. And especially if you have long hair like myself, and you know, my daughter and my future daughter-in-law, we all have the long hair. And you know, when Coco was with us too, the pet hair is everywhere. So it's just so much easier to collect it when it's got a few ridges in it as well. And of course the dust. I'll show you some photos in a moment. And this actually works wonderfully wet and dry. So let's just go back to how I was making it. Sorry, I've jumped from one thing to another. So basically you crochet it up until it's the, you know, the width. So you do the length, I guess, how long you want it to be, then how wide, so that this bit here. So that's actually the base of your mop, so whatever size that is. And then all you do is crochet, well, what I did, single crochets all the way around. In the four corners I did 2 to start off with, so 2 single crochets. The rest was 1 on top of each and every stitch, and then on the sides as well. And then I went up for 3 rounds of single crochets. After making it, I even thought that even another round wouldn't hurt, but it does fit quite snug as you saw it, and it certainly did not come off, because I've done my floors downstairs and I'll show you some photos and let you know about the experience, because I didn't want to bring you something that I hadn't already trialed. And then the most important thing for this one, because as you can see, it's stretchy, it's got elastic in it. And I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't use one of the hair bands that I used to make my loveys. That was going to be impossible. So of course I kept researching, and someone out there put it, I think it's Mama G Gear. I will link her, I will write down in the description box her YouTube tutorial and YouTube channel, because she's the only one that I came across with this. I need to credit her with the fact that she put this type of elastic in there. So basically you just buy it from your local craft shop. It's not very wide at all. It is a bit frayed there, but don't be worried about that. And I actually, so I got it in white as well. Maybe you can see that one even better. So there they are together, guys. Now, this isn't very wide at all, but I made sure that I got the tubular one, like the round one. I didn't want to get a flat one, because that way, when you thread it through, it doesn't like curl up and that. So it doesn't, it just stays flat basically. So I don't think the flat one would be the way to go. I really do think that this rounded one is the best one to go for in my limited experience, but I think that it works because I've done it already. So basically what you do is in and out of your single crochets, you thread it around. And then what I did to make sure it was nice and secure, see, I don't know, can you see that, guys? There's 3 knots in there, and then I've re-threaded it through. So only a short piece. Now in total, depending on the size of your mop, obviously, I use about 30 centimeters or 12 inches. And I did go to Spotlight today, and it cost me about $4 a meter. So you'd get easy 3 out of that meter. So you're looking at about $1 worth of elastic and whatever your blanket yarn cost you. Now there is hardly any yarn in this. I really should have weighed it, but I'm saying about 30 grams, maybe 50 grams, which I doubt very much that it is. I really should have weighed it, sorry guys. And because I got mine in Millends, this is such a cost-effective way to have reusable covers or pads for these particular dry and wet mops. Now I am going to, now that I know that they work, and I'll show you some photos in a moment of what it picked up from my floor, I have the delightful dilemma once again to choose from the many colors that I have in my yarn stash, and there's many more colors, because what I'd like to do now is color coordinate them with my house, and I'll try to make at least 2 of each, maybe even 3, so another 1 at least of this color, because I want to have it, for example, this can be for the kitchen, and then I'll have 1 for the bathroom and 1 for the living area and 1 for the bedrooms. Firstly, I don't like the thought of the cross-contamination. I know that's being a little bit fussy, but if you've got the luxury of being able to make them yourself, hey, why not? And these are all machine washable, because blanket yarn, for those of you that don't know, is 100% polyester, and it is machine washable. Hang it out to dry, and I'll tell you what, it wouldn't take that long, I don't think, especially when it's a nice day like this, because this was wet not long ago, maybe an hour ago, and now it's actually dry. Yes, I didn't do the whole house, so it wasn't saturated, but the section that I did, it was wet. So that's really good to know that it is something that is machine washable. So imagine if you get to do your whole home, and you've done all the rooms separately, and then you do one load, or you can even just soak them in a tub and then rinse them out and hang them up. You don't even have to put them through the washing machine, let's be real. So that's the advantage, I think, of having these. I had spent a lot of money on the ones that you throw out, so not the reusable ones. And, you know, like, that was not cost effective at all. I mean, sometimes you think I'm cutting out on electricity, but it really didn't help my pocket at all. So that's what I want to do now. Make one for the different rooms in the house. Make a couple so I have one going that's fresh and clean, and one that's, you know, ready to be washed, because sometimes we don't get to do it straight away. But now you need some proof, right? You need proof to know that this actually works, because you don't want to waste your time or buy some yarn that you're not going to be using, or, you know, spend the time to make it. By the way, these take next to no time to make. So you can actually have a whole house worth of pads, reusable, you know, covers. If you just sat down for a few hours in one afternoon, you'd be done. So let me show you when I dry mop. So when I dry, like when you use like a broom. So this is what it looked like up close, guys, what it picked up. I hope you can see that with all the lights. Now you can see the dust and, you know, little bits and pieces, but wait till you see the next photo. I've actually got on the ground what came off the pad. Isn't that amazing? And that was only a very small section of the house, which is awesome, right? And then I thought, well, let me see if I can do a wet mop. So please pardon the stain. I'll show you the one. Oh, it's very hard to see because there was a bit of a shadow, but you can see here, this is in my kitchen, and there was like a little coffee stain there and some other little mark there that was sitting there since last night, which I really need to attend to, but I was too busy watching TV. Confession time. But I knew I would get to it, because look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is the floor right after it. Sorry that the photo isn't amazing. So there's the pad on top, and the floor is, so my tile is back to being white, which I absolutely love. I wish I had a better photo of it, but it's proof that it works. And in actual fact, I have to tell you, I think I preferred it wet. So when I'm actually doing like a dry, you know, walk around, I might just dampen it slightly, not wet, because I think it would pick up the dust even better. So maybe have a spray bottle and just give it a quick squirt, you know, quick spray, a little spritz if you will, and then just walk around with it, because I think it will really, really do an even better job. Not when I want a wet floor, just to pick up any, you know, little bits and pieces that, you know, might not catch the finer dust and things like that. So that's it, guys. Episode 8. I am so very, very excited, and I'm very, very happy that there is another use. There you go, guys, up close and personal. And there's where the elasticy bit is. So you know, it doesn't take very long to thread it in either. The main thing is that when you thread it through, you make sure that you fit it on the base of your mop, or the, you know, where the base is, and tie it up. And make sure that you can take it off easily without it falling off, because you want to be able to walk around with it without it falling off. But when you take it off, you don't want to snap the elastic either. Although this is very, very strong elastic, it's still elastic, guys. You've got to be careful. And remember, tubular, or the rounded elastic. I don't think that the other one will do as good a job. And also, it's almost invisible. Now, I did get the white, and you're thinking, but you wanted the darker colors, Liz. Says, yes, I do. But some of the, you know, I want to marry them up as nice as I can. I know they're only for the floor and for cleaning, but, you know, we have to look at them as well. And also, when we're crocheting, we want to make it fun. So another little quick thing with these is as well, if you're someone that has craft fairs or does markets, I think this would be a brilliant little thing to have to sell. So you could maybe make it in a couple of different sizes, or one size that you think might fit all. Maybe even go to, you know, the supermarket and do a little measure of like a Swiffer, and if they have any other brand in your local shops, so that way you'll be able to do your market research. How's that, guys? That was a pretty good tip, I think. I'm going to keep that tip for myself as well. So that's it, guys. Crocheting with blanket yarn, episode 8. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. That's another little household thing for us to add to our collection, and, you know, saving some money as well, because these are probably things you have lying around the house. I used to have the elastic, and now I've got some more, so I'll be able to crochet a few more up now. Like I said, what colors will I choose, and which one will get what color? The bathroom, the bedrooms, the kitchens, and, you know, the rest of the house. So thank you so very much for hanging out with me. Until I see you again very soon, take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.